In today's video, we're going to talk about dogs. Do you have a dog?
At the moment, I don't have a dog, no. In the past, I've had dogs.
Do you like dogs?
Sometimes yes and sometimes no.
Why?
It depends on the type of dog and the situation that it's in.
What do you mean?
I mean that if you've got your own dog and you've trained it in your own way and you've trained it correctly, then it can be a very pleasant experience. But there are times when you meet a dog and the dog is not trained well and may be aggressive and unfriendly.
Have you ever had a nasty dog?
Yes, when I was very young, my parents had a dog and that dog was very nasty. It was blamed on me and my brother because we were very young at the time, and we used to tease the dog and make it angry, and then it would get very nasty and would try to bite you.
So do you think that it's not a good idea to have dogs if you have small children, or does it depend on the breed?
It possibly may depend on the breed, but in my opinion, then I don't think it's a good idea to have a dog if you've got very small children.
Do you see a lot of dogs about?
Yes, I do. Yeah, when I'm travelling along, I see dogs. When I'm out walking, I see dogs. And there are so many different types of dogs. It's quite amazing, really.
What breeds do you like?
I like medium-sized dogs. They look quite smart and well cared for.
Like a Labrador?
Smaller than a Labrador.
Maybe a Spaniel?
Yes, a Spaniel sort of size, yes.
Would you adopt a dog?
What do you mean by adopt a dog?
You can adopt a dog from a shelter, or you can foster a dog, which means that you take care of the dog at your home for a few months or years until the dog is adopted, or you can buy a dog, buy a puppy. So would you prefer to adopt or buy a dog?
So to adopt a dog, then you are getting a dog that belonged to someone else previously, and they're no longer able to look after it. So you've got to be very careful about what type of dog you might get because you don't know its previous history. To buy a young puppy that is very young takes a lot of patience and a lot of care, and it needs to be done correctly. So I think I would adopt a dog.
What type of dog would you adopt?
As I said before, I would adopt a medium-sized dog that didn't need too much exercise or too much grooming. So I would choose something that had short, curly hair.
Would you prefer a timid dog?
No, timid dogs are not so good. You need a dog that is quite lively but not over lively.
And would you ever foster a dog?
No, I wouldn't foster a dog because you are looking after it for a short time and you may become attached to it and then you would have to say goodbye as it moved on to another home. It would be good if you didn't like the dog or the dog was a problem, then maybe fostering for a short time and then you move it on to someone else. Not a good situation, but yeah. So no, I wouldn't like to foster a dog.
What would you train your dog to do and not to do?
A dog needs to be able to obey commands such as walk, sit, lie down, some basic things like that, so you have control of your dog.
Or drop if it's got something in its mouth.
Yeah, it drops. I would also train it to chase a ball, so you could throw a ball, the dog will go and get the ball and return the ball to me, and then I would be able to throw it again. So yeah, it's to get control of the dog so that it is safe if you take it out on the streets, and it doesn't get into any difficult situations.
And what would you train it not to do?
I would train it not to jump up someone. And jumping up is where they go up to someone and they lift their paws and touch them, because not everyone likes a dog, and it could be quite frightening. So the dog needs to sort of show some respect to different people and only go towards them when it is being attracted to them.
What about barking?
Barking is something I don't like personally. I don't like it when a dog barks unnecessarily. For a dog to bark is a natural thing for it to do, and usually does it when it needs to show you that there is a problem or something is not quite right, or if it is playing. But some people leave their dogs in the house, the dog gets lonely and agitated, and it barks continually.
Some dogs howl as well.
Yes, howling is a sign of distress. They're in a situation that they don't like. So, yeah, I don't like it.
So if you had a dog and a stranger walked by your house or your garden, would you let it bark?
I would let it bark, but immediately when I recognise what the situation is, then I would command it to stop.
Because a lot of people have dogs for protection. They feel safer, especially if they live on their own.
Yes, a lot of people do have dogs so that they can be a companion and to make them feel safer, because a dog will alert them to a situation that is not quite right.
Do you think that you will have a dog when you're older?
I don't think so, no. Because when you're older, you may have mobility issues, and the dog needs to be exercised and taken for long walks for it to have a good life. And this may be something that I might not be able to do in the future.
Would you have a cat then?
Yeah, a cat is a possibility, because they require, they don't need taking out for a walk, and they're quite independent.
If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.